Are you struggling, haunted by the giant shadow of fear? Perhaps it's the fear of failure that keeps you from starting, the fear of rejection that stops you from connecting, or the fear of not being good enough that fuels your self. This is incredibly common. But the good news is, there's a way not just to cope, but to turn that very fear into your greatest asset. In this sharing, I will guide you step by step through the method that helped me and many others see fear not as an enemy, but as a precious gift, how to embrace it and transform it into an inner fire of strength. You absolutely can do this. Fear is the wind beneath your wings. Imagine standing on a towering cliff. The wind howls, and below lies a bottomless abyss. Fear makes your legs tremble, your heart pounds, like it wants to leap out of your chest. But what if I told you that very wind, that very fear, is what will lift you into the sky? Modern science tells us, when you face fear, your body releases adrenaline, a hormone that instantly makes you stronger. It's not something to run from. It's raw fuel, waiting for you to ignite it. Psychology calls this the fight or flight response. But here's the magic. When you choose to fight instead of flee, fear ceases to be your enemy. It becomes your ally. Have you ever overcome a small fear, like apologizing after an argument, or trying something new despite uncertainty, and felt bigger, stronger afterward? That's no accident. Your greatest fear isn't the wall blocking your path. It's the doorway leading you to a greater version of yourself. Do you dare to open that door? The mystery behind fear. Have you ever wondered why the strongest people are often those who have feared the most? Why didn't they crumble under fear, but instead soared higher than anyone else? It's because fear holds a mystery, a hidden gift that isn't taught in books or schools. The ancient philosopher Rumi once wrote, "Beyond fear, there is a world waiting for you to discover." Fear isn't just cold darkness, it's obscured light, waiting for you to pull back the curtain. But here's a question for you to ponder. If fear isn't something to run from, but something to embrace, then what awaits you on the other side of it? I won't answer just yet. Let yourself explore that. Just know this: every time your heart beats fast with fear, every time your hands tremble with anxiety, it's a sign. You're standing before a gift greater than your wildest dreams. Do you want to discover it? Keep listening, because we've only just begun. Science. Fear is latent power. Listen to this. When you're scared, your brain isn't just panicking senselessly. It activates the amygdala, the emotional center, and the prefrontal cortex, the seat of logical thinking, working together to find a way out. Science calls this neuroplasticity, the brain's amazing ability to rewire itself each time you face a challenge. When you dare to look fear straight in the eye, you're not just surviving, you're building new neural pathways, making you stronger, smarter, and more resilient. Furthermore, when you overcome fear, your body releases dopamine, a happiness chemical, as a reward for your courage. Studies show people who regularly confront their fears, like skydivers or stand-up comedians performing for the first time, have up to 50% better emotional control than those who constantly avoid them. Fear isn't a burden weighing you down. It's the forge that tempers you into sharp steel. So, will you run from it, or use it to sharpen your wings and fly? Philosophy. Fear is the great teacher. Think about the people you admire most, those who achieved great success, lived meaningful lives. Did they ever say their journey was without fear? Absolutely not. J.K. Rowling feared failure while writing Harry Potter in poverty. Nelson Mandela feared losing his freedom during 27 years of imprisonment. But they didn't let fear define them. They turned it into motivation. The philosophy of success teaches us a simple yet powerful truth. Fear is not your enemy. It is your greatest teacher. When you are afraid, you are forced to look deep within yourself. You see the hidden corners of your soul, the wounds you've buried, the dreams you thought impossible. It's like a cold wind blowing through, fierce, sometimes chilling. But it also blows away the dust so you can see the path ahead clearly. Do you dare to stand in that wind and trust that you won't be swept away? Nietzsche famously said, "What doesn't kill you makes you stronger." Your greatest fear is a harsh teacher, but also the one who guides you to heights you never imagined. Will you follow it? The art of embracing fear. Have you ever heard a story that gave you goosebumps with emotion? The best inspirational speakers don't avoid fear. They tell you how they embraced it, turning it into a blazing fire. So how do you turn your greatest fear into your greatest gift? Tell your story. Start with a heart-stirring question. Have you ever been so scared you wanted to give up everything? Then lead your audience on your journey. A night you sat in darkness, trembling with fear of failure, fear of not being loved. But then you found a tiny spark of light, and you took a step forward, even if slowly. End with a powerful call. Fear didn't come to imprison you. It came to liberate you. When you speak from the heart, when your voice trembles with emotion, when your eyes shine with conviction, the audience doesn't just hear. They feel the fire within you. Science proves emotion creates oxytocin, connecting you with others. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be real. Sow the seeds of curiosity. Want to know a secret? Your greatest fear isn't random. It's the key to unlocking the greatest power you possess. But I won't reveal everything right now. Imagine me whispering to you. Every time you feel fear, it's a sign you're standing before a gift greater than anything you've ever dreamed of. Can you feel that spark of curiosity ignite within you? Do you want to find out more? Science calls this the information gap. When you introduce a bit of mystery, your brain, and your listener's brain, floods with dopamine, the chemical of curiosity and excitement. That's why you can't stop watching a suspenseful movie or listening to an unfinished story. Your fear is the same. It's not just cold darkness. It's an invitation to step into a new world. Will you step through that doorway? Let curiosity lead you further. Stimulate thought. Who are you after fear? Imagine standing before your greatest fear. Your heart pounds like a drum. Your hands tremble like leaves in the wind. But then you lift your head and shout, "I will not run." That single moment can change everything. Psychology calls this self-affirmation. When you declare something to yourself, you start to believe it, and your body acts on that belief. What will you do today to turn your fear into your gift? Take a pen, write this down. What is my greatest fear? And what is it teaching me? Then let that question burn in your mind, like an unquenchable flame. Fear isn't the problem to be solved. How you confront and embrace it is the answer. You don't need to know everything right now. Just lift your foot. Take one small step through the darkness, and strength will come to you like the morning dawn. Emotion, the fire ignited by fear. Emotion is your most potent fuel. When you're scared, when you cry from worry, or when you laugh after overcoming a challenge, it's a sign you're living authentically, no pretense, no hiding. Science shows intense emotions like fear activate the amygdala in your brain, making you remember longer and connect more deeply with yourself. One moment of facing your fear, even if your voice shakes, even if your hands are cold, can be the key that unlocks your heart, showing you just how strong you truly are. Embrace that emotion. Tell your story with all your heart. That time you stood before a crowd so terrified you wanted to run. But you spoke anyway, even if your voice cracked. Even if your heart pounded like a drum. Let your voice break with emotion. Let tears fall if they need to. Your listeners will feel that fire burning in you. And you will feel it too. Fear isn't here to extinguish you. It's fuel for you to burn brilliantly. Philosophy: fear is your wings. Think of a young eagle perched on its high nest. Before it can fly, it must confront the height. A natural fear that makes it tremble. But without that fear, it would stay in the nest forever, never knowing it had wings to conquer the sky. Your greatest fear is the same. It pushes you out of your comfort zone. The place you think is safe, but where you are actually imprisoned by that very comfort. The philosopher Seneca once said, "We suffer more, often in imagination, than in reality." Your greatest fear is usually not what actually happens, but what you imagine might happen. Do you dare to step through the shadows of that imagination to see the true light? Fear is your wings. When you dare to spread them and fly, you'll find the sky is vaster than anything you ever dreamed. Science: fear is the gateway to strength. When you're scared, your body isn't just trembling uselessly. Adrenaline courses through your veins, pushing you beyond your limits, while dopamine rewards you. When you step through the fear, science proves 70% of what you experience in life is how you interpret it, not the event itself. Your greatest fear is your chance to choose again. Choose to shrink back into the darkness, or choose to spread your wings and soar into the light. You are not weak. You are a powerful wind, waiting for the moment to break free. How to turn fear into a gift. So how do you transform your greatest fear into your greatest gift? First, confront it. Look it straight in the eye and say, "I'm not running anymore." Second, find its meaning. Ask yourself, what is this fear teaching me about myself? Third, take action. Even a small step, like saying, "I can do this," in the mirror, or writing down a dream you were once too afraid to even dream. Science and philosophy both agree. Fear only becomes a gift when you dare to claim it and use it. Stand up right now. Look in the mirror. Look into your own trembling but powerful eyes, and say aloud, "My fear is my gift. I will fly." Fear is not the iron cage that holds you captive. It is the open sky inviting you to conquer it. You are the eagle, and this is your time to spread your wings. What will you do with this gift today? Will you write down your greatest fear and turn it into a bold goal? Will you step through the darkness with a burning heart and steady feet? I see the wings within you, and I believe you will not just survive. You will soar higher than anyone, touching the stars you once thought were out of reach. The world is waiting for you, my brave friend,